Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another videos, another paid request, this time for Scott. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for Death Note Episode 1. Now, I've heard of Death Note. I knew what the concept was. I always thought it was an interesting concept. A book by... not quite like this, but imagine a book, and you open up and you write the name of a person. And the rules are here is you can write a name of a person, but you have to have the person's face in your mind, so that if you write a name, there could be 85 people or 8 people with the same name. Only that specific person gets it. And I guess if you don't specify, they'll have a heart attack. If you do specify, they'll die that way. So you can kill easily, or you kill more brutal. And this notebook that has that. It's an interesting concept. And if you wonder, this is the anime I'm talking about, not the live action show. And you have this creature named Ryuk, the god of death, who's in this realm with these other creatures, and he's pretty much bored out of his ass. He's bored out of his mind. So they're like, fuck it, I'm bored. I'm going to throw my book into the human world. I'm going to go in the human world. And the other demon's like, oh, you doing that? Yeah, I'm fucking bored. Meanwhile, this smart kid who is seemingly the grade A student, he finds the book. And fairly quickly, well, he doesn't believe it at first, but then he tests it out. Because something on TV, there's a guy who took hostages, and he tries it out and succeeded. Oh shit, starts believing it more and more, and now, like you could tell from the beginning, this is a kid that thinks the world is rotten, and he wants to cleanse it. And like I said, the animation didn't bother me at all. I liked it. It's definitely the anime style. The English dub was better than I thought it would be. It wasn't as awkward as some English dubs. The look of Ryuk and the way he acts, I don't know if people get this reference. Do people remember Brainscan? There's a character named the Trickster, which I actually liked that villain. And the way he talks to Edward Furlong's character, I could see in the long run this guy talking to this kid in the same way. I don't know, something about him reminded me of if the Trickster from Brainscan with maybe a little bit of the Morbius kind of pale white look. Like you put those two together. Like in the he's not a vampire, but the way Morbius looks as a vampire, and then the Trickster from Brainscan, and he does have these vulture wings as well. What was the actor's name? T. Ryder Smith from Brainscan. I don't know. For some reason, it made me think of that. I don't know why. And then pretty much you get the idea that this kid, this human, gets, as I would say, escalated rather quickly. Where, yeah, it did mention that he's tired of the world. It's kind of like a kid version of Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver. He's tired of the filth. He's writing all these names down. And then by the time Ryu gets there, he's like, man, I haven't seen... You're the first to write this many names down. Most don't even want to write in it at all. And the way the kid looks at it, he's passing righteous judgment on the wicked. And then at the end, he's like, I want to be a god. You know, I want to be a god of a new world. And the creature looks at him and goes, huh, humans are so interesting. And it does leave a bit of intrigue as to what will happen next. I mean, So that gets into the thing, like, okay, it's kind of like the vigilante thing in Magnum Force. Okay, you killed this many people this week. Like, you killed a dozen people this week. What are you heroes going to do next week? Kill a dozen more? Well, what's next? You don't kill people for traffic violations? For littering? He didn't say all that, but the idea of, yeah, I mean, if it's people that hurts kids and R to the A to the P to the D, yeah, I can't shed any tears for taking them out. But then there's got to be a point you stop and go, well, how far are you going to take it? But it does create a possibly interesting conundrum. I don't know if they go in that direction. But I said it does. The whole idea is a very interesting idea. The animation is pretty solid. Like, the scene that stuck out for me directing wise is there's a montage of him writing all these names, this montage of death. And when he's writing, he's at the desk, and the camera's like swirling around him like an Evil Dead movie. Like Sam Raimi directed the shot, where the camera's like swirling around him as he's going, and there's at a corner, swirling around him over in this direction, swirling over here, and getting up close. And I did kind of like the Sam Raimi Evil Dead style camera work. I thought that was really cool. I wish could have seen more of that. Maybe you do later on the show. But I did like that. But like you said, it does give a bit of interest to learn more about what will happen next. It's an interesting concept. Like I said, for the 10th time. Like I said, I do think it escalated really quickly. You figure it'd be a build up to, okay, by episode 3, he's getting to this point of I want to kill, I want to be a god of the new world. But this is a 20-minute episode, and by the end of episode 1, he's that way. So on the flip side, it makes me go, well, where the hell else is this going to go? Usually, this is what you're leading up to, whether the halfway point or what. But it's like, well, where is this leading up to now? Like, if he killed a shitload of people in the world already, I guess maybe that's the interest of where this is going to lead now. Like, what you assume is going to be the midpoint is done at the first episode. Subvert your expectations, which that's usually a phrase I hate, but just usually ends up with bullshit like Star Wars The Last Jedi. But I would say, like I say, it would be interesting. It leaves intrigue, which is not bad for a first episode to do. Never read any of the was it comics, manga? Yeah, this shows how uninformed I am about Death Note. Like I said, I know there's a live action. Was it a movie or a show? It might have been a movie, and I know people hated it though. So, yeah. If you did, let me know. I was curious, what was it you didn't like about it? Because again, I don't know anything about it, so I don't know the difference they changed. I'm just out of curiosity. But yeah, this I did like. Not bad at all. I know recently The Simpsons did like a parody on Death Note and the Trios of Horror as like very different animation. At least that's interesting. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.